guys, welcome to a new video and Merry Christmas! At least in the Netherlands it is still Christmas. We celebrate Christmas Day and then second Christmas Day. I don't know if this is a thing in other countries or if this is specifically Dutch, but it's Christmas in the Netherlands, so Merry Christmas! Today I just wanted to do a casual little sit down and chat video. So I put out one of those question stickers on Instagram to see if you guys had any questions for me, and a bunch of questions came in, so I'm going to go through, pick some out and answer them today. The sun is already going down even though it's only like 4 o'clock. It might be getting progressively darker as this video goes on. So the first question is, do you have a favorite era? Not really, I don't think. I do have some that I'm distinctly not that interested in, though, I have to say. Like 20s, for example. Just don't really appeal to me that much. Yeah, it also depends what we're talking about, of course. Is this fashion related or just history in general? Because general history, I'm gonna say the Middle Ages probably. Renaissance, like around that time. But fashion, definitely the 18th century for sure. Do you feel comfortable in your vintage-like style? What about the reactions of others? I feel very comfortable in this clothing. In fact, I think it's one of the styles I have felt most comfortable in ever, just because I feel like it's very flattering. I like that it is modest but still feminine and elegant. I like the silhouettes. And as for the reactions of others, I don't really get that many reactions, if I'm honest. And if I do, then they are positive. Something I have noticed though, and it's kind of weird and unexpected, and I'm not entirely sure if it's real, if that makes sense, but I have heard other women who dress in vintage style say this as well. When I'm dressed distinctly vintage style, men are nicer to me, which is so weird. I will have men holding the door for me, offering up their seat on public transport, and just being kinder in general, which is, whoops, just lost my tea back there, which is very, very strange. And I don't know why it is, but it is something that I have noticed. What's a secret ambition you've had or have in life that no one really knows about? I don't really think I have. I tend to be very vocal about things like these, and I tend to go after my ambitions, like hardcore. Usually when I have an ambition, I just want to get there and I start working towards it right away. I do have some weird dreams, I guess, or things that I would really like or enjoy. One of those is actually working in theater. I think that would be so much fun, and I don't even really care whether it would be on stage or behind the scenes. I think I would enjoy both of them equally as much. So who knows? One day, maybe. What are you most excited for about Christmas? I guess just spending quality time with family. That is the best thing to me. We have, my family has a lot of traditions that we do every year that I really look forward to. They're really fun, and we are also going over to Robert's family, which is always nice. Yeah, I guess just sharing good times together and watching all of the classic Czech fairy tales. That is always a highlight of every Christmas season. If you could go back in time, would you do it? And to which era would you like to go back? Realistically, if I actually got offered this option, I'd say no, because I'd have to leave everyone I love and everything I have in this life, and I'm quite happy with my life. Theoretically, I mean, yes, especially if I knew I could return to this life again if I wanted to. It's hard for me to pick a specific time, but it would definitely be pre-industrial revolution. I got loads and loads and loads of questions similar to this. Are you and Robert planning to get married soon? We are talking about this. Yes, we are planning to get married. I will let you guys know, of course, as soon as we get engaged. It hasn't happened yet. Would you like to live in another country? This is one that I get asked every single time. So some of you will probably know the answer. It's a very hard no. Definitely not. I'm very happy in the Netherlands and I wish to stay here for the rest of my life. Would you like to raise your kids bilingual, speaking Slovak in the house, for example, if possible? Let's put it this way. I don't think I will. I probably won't raise my kids bilingual. I would like to raise my kids bilingual. It is a huge advantage on many different fronts. I was raised bilingual myself, and I know how useful it can be in life. But I am of the opinion that to raise kids bilingual, one needs to be fluent in both languages, or at least, you know, the parent that speaks the language needs to be fluent in the language. That being said, there are several problems here. First of all, I would be very uncomfortable speaking to my kids only in a language that my partner doesn't understand, which would be the case with Slovak. If I were to speak Slovak to my kids, Robert would have no idea what I'm saying. And I personally wouldn't like that. The second thing is that I personally don't think my Slovak is good enough. First of all, my Slovak is frozen in time by about 25 years because I don't routinely speak to Slovak people who aren't my family. My vocabulary is limited to the vocabulary that my family uses, which also means that I speak like someone who is way older than I am. I don't know any slang words. I don't know, how the young people talk in Slovak, but I also feel like my Slovak keeps getting worse. I've noticed for the past few years that whenever I go back to Slovakia, I really need a few days to really get back into the language again, and I keep forgetting words, and I really need to think about how to form my sentences properly, and I'm just not at a level. I mean, I speak good Slovak. I don't feel like my language is good enough to teach a child. So that's the second problem. So I don't think our children will be raised bilingual. I do plan to expose my children to a lot of English from a very young age. I don't plan to speak English with them because, again, my English isn't good enough, I think, for me to teach someone else English. I feel like you need to be a native speaker for that, so they will be watching English movies, children's TV shows, things like that. There will be a lot of English in the household, but I won't be speaking it with them. Or I might decide something completely different once I do actually have children, if I ever do actually have children. But these are my views on raising bilingual children in my specific situation. Have you had any other pets other than ratties? No, I have never had any other pets. Do you think that blogs are dying nowadays? I think the era of blogging is over, but I don't think blogs are dead. I think blogs are slowly going back to what they were before the blogging days. So they are, once again, just an outlet for people, not something to build a huge career around, but just something that you do for fun. They are a wonderful medium that hasn't been replaced on social media, I think. Like long-form written content isn't really possible anywhere else besides blogs at this point, I think. And they are great for that. And I personally really still enjoy blogging and reading blogs, but I feel like they are just very different from the way they were maybe 5 to 10 years ago when blogging was huge. How do you keep your relationship from becoming boring? So a little bit of context here. I am in an 8-year relationship now, I think, with my first boyfriend. We talked about this briefly in a couples Q&A that we did a while ago, but honestly, I think the truest answer to this is that neither of us minds boring. I find boring rather comfortable. I'm a huge advocate for slow living, simple life, and I feel like that is what some other people might find boring. I personally really enjoy that. We like living a simple, quieter life. So there isn't really anything that we do to prevent the relationship from going boring. Yeah, I'm afraid that's the answer. I think we are boring and we don't really mind it. And maybe we just haven't reached the point yet where we are really bored with the relationship. We're at a point where it's comfortable, but that's not a negative thing, I think, in my opinion, in any case. And I don't really feel the need to, do anything to spice things up or anything like that. We try and do things regularly, and not just the two of us, but with friends as well. Not much and nothing very special, I think. Have you ever considered getting into cosplay? I don't really think that's my thing necessarily. I don't really see that big of an appeal in dressing up as something that already exists. I enjoy making up my own characters if I am to dress up. I mean, I really enjoy doing beauty beacons of fiction, for example, just like transforming into someone else a little bit for just a little bit. But actually doing cosplay, no, maybe in the future, but right now it's not really something I feel drawn to. What is your age? I am currently 26 years old. Where do you get your fabrics from, especially online shopping if you ever use it? I have never bought fabrics online. Up until now, I actually always get all of my fabrics at the Albert Kuip market in Amsterdam. There are a bunch of fabric stores on that one street, and it's pretty close to where I live, so I just go there to buy my fabrics. What is your favorite era for clothing inspiration? I think I have to say the 50s. Do you think you're ever gonna go for a shorter hairstyle? Bob, a lob, or pixie? Not unless I'm forced to, or I feel forced to. I really prefer long hair. I always have, and that's still the case. Oh look, it's slowly going dark out. As I'm getting older, my hair slowly keeps getting thinner, and I have, you know, gotten to the point in the past where I just thought I need to cut it shorter now because it just doesn't look good anymore. You can't really see it right now because I'm wearing extensions and it's tied up, but I have a new layer of hair coming in that is about this long, like it's about collarbone length, and I'm really hoping and waiting for it to grow to the length of the rest of my hair. But basically you can see a pretty distinct difference between the hair that is above that and the hair that's below, because below is just very thin and above that it's like just normal, I guess. So I have considered just cutting all of my hair to that length, but then again I'm terrified that it won't grow long again and I just don't want to have short hair. So I'd rather wear extensions like I do every now and then now. Whenever I feel kind of bad about it, I just pop in some extensions and I'm good to go again. So yeah, completely voluntarily. I know I have no desire whatsoever to cut my hair short. Never had it, but it is something I will accept maybe at some point if I feel that it will be better to cut my hair a little bit shorter. What advice can you give me on starting to dress vintage? Look up a lot of images of people both from the era you would like to dress as and other people, like influencers, maybe Instagram, Pinterest, of people who dress that style as well. Just look up all the photos until you feel like you understand what the core of the style is. Especially pay attention to silhouette. That's usually the most important thing. Try and figure out in which places the clothing is fitted, in which places it's loose, the general shape that the clothing has, but also the way that those people wear their hair and makeup. That's a pretty good place to start. Do you have a job? If yes, what is it? Yes, I have a job. I am a full-time content creator, so YouTube and Instagram and my blog is my job. I'm very lucky that I get to do this professionally, so thank you guys for watching, because you allow me to live a wonderful life. Do you feel that your change in style is a reflection of your growth that will last, or is it a phase? Honestly, it probably is a phase. It might last a couple of years, but so far nothing in my life has really been super constant, so I very likely will change tastes again in a couple of years and slowly drift towards something else again. I honestly don't think I will dress this way forever and ever, because there has never been a style that I have wanted to dress in forever and ever. Why is your name Loepsie? Is it a Dutch pun with your actual name Lucy that I just don't get? No, it's not a pun. It's just, it doesn't even mean anything. Loepsie is just a silly nickname that I was given in primary school by a classmate. We were all 10 years old at the time. He made it up. It doesn't mean anything. It just stuck with me. So yeah. That's the story behind Loepsie. Why did you stop dyeing your hair with henna? I stopped dyeing my hair with henna because I have pale olive skin, and the color that my hair became with henna didn't go with my skin color, I think. It just didn't look that great on me. When I look back at old photos and videos now, it's just not the best look. I think my natural hair color is the prettiest color and looks best on me. It's the most flattering with my skin and just everything. And I was also kind of done with the hassle, to be honest. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of mess, and it requires upkeep, and the results just weren't worth it, in my opinion. I really like having undyed hair. It's just nice and easy to maintain. What is your favorite historical TV series? I'm gonna have to say Peaky Blinders, probably, even though I did just mention I'm not that interested in the 20s, but yes, I absolutely love Peaky Blinders. I think it's brilliant. Who are your style icons? 50s and very early 60s, Brigitte Bardot and Audrey Hepburn. Do you like / want a tattoo? I believe I've answered this question before, actually. Tattoos aren't for me at all. I like some of them on others sometimes, but definitely not for myself. It's just not something I've ever really, again, been drawn to. Not my style. Do you think you will ever walk the rest of the West Highland Way? Yes, 100%. I am determined to finish it, and I would actually like to do just the whole thing once in my life, in one, go. But yes, I definitely plan to finish it, and there may be some semi-plans to do that sometime soon. I see so many instruments in the back of your videos. Do you still play? Many of those are Robert's actually, the guitars and the ukuleles. Only the harp and the barin are mine. Do you still play? I don't think it's the best question. I never really learned how to play either of them. I tried. Usually creative things I pick up on very quickly and I learn how to do them to an acceptable degree pretty quickly. But with music, I just don't, and it's a struggle, and I just haven't had the perseverance up until now to really learn how to play either the harp or the barin. I think the answer is no. How has your opinion on Amsterdam changed since moving? That's an interesting question. I do think, yeah, my opinion has definitely changed. I think I'm not as scared of Amsterdam as I was. I think that's the biggest thing. I am getting to know the city a little bit better. I am learning about places that are safe and fun for me to be in, and also what places I need to avoid and how to behave in a way that I feel more comfortable, I guess, in the city. What is your height? I am 1 meter and 73 centimeters. Did you ever go to college or university? If so, what did you study and did you like it? Yes, I went to university. I studied Celtic languages and culture and I loved it. Oh, I loved it so much. Basically, if you don't know what it is, which is understandable because I don't think many people even know it exists, but I basically learned how to read medieval Irish and Welsh manuscripts. I learned medieval Irish, medieval Welsh, a few things about medieval Celtic literature, both Irish and Welsh, a little bit of history, and I also took a bunch of art history classes. I loved it, but it did also teach me that academics aren't necessarily for me. I love learning, but I want to do it at my own pace, and I don't like my knowledge being quizzed, I guess, or tested. I want to learn from me and not to prove to someone else that I know things. How do you cope with not comparing your style with that of influencers? I love your style. Thank you. I do actually compare my style to influencers, but I have chosen... Actually, at the start of this year, I unfollowed pretty much everyone I was following on Instagram, and I just overhauled my page completely, and I started following a bunch of new people who I find inspiring and who make beautiful photos and have wonderful styles, and people who I actually want to see the photos of and that make me feel good, people who are kind. And those are the influencers that I currently do compare myself with, and I feel like that has had a very positive effect. Actually, would you ever consider doing a meet and greet with followers that are in the Netherlands? Yes, definitely. And I am kind of working on something maybe for 2020, so I will let you know about that if and when that happens. Would you ever learn old dances like swing to blend your interest in dance and vintage? I do old dances, but in a little bit of a different way. I took jazz for pretty much my entire life, and I have now taken up ballet and I absolutely love it. Swing dancing's absolutely not for me. I am not very interested in anything that requires a partner for dancing, but yes, I love ballet, and I definitely plan to keep doing that in the near future in any case. Have you ever done theater, plays, musicals, etc.? I was in a special kind of artsy class in high school, and we got extra classes in both performing arts and fine arts, and I really enjoyed actually theater. I am a very bad singer and I don't really enjoy doing that in public, but yes, I love acting. I think I was pretty good at it as well, if I may say so myself. I got very good grades. Yes, I very much enjoyed it, but I haven't really pursued it after. Aside from dancing, of course, I do perform every now and then with dancing, but I think I'm a better actor than I am a dancer. That's probably a very confusing answer. Sorry. Do you think you'll ever move back to Utrecht? Probably not the city itself, but I would very much love to move to the province of Utrecht, which is like surrounding Utrecht city. Yes, it is my preferred place in the Netherlands. I would really like to settle there myself. Of course, we'll have to see what the future holds for us. Did you struggle to find your friend group, and how did you find them? I'm not very good at making friends, and generally the friends that I have are the people that I regularly see, whether it be because they're in my class or they're in my scout group. I have my D&D group, of course, so just the people that I have regular meetings with, those are my friends. And besides all of those, I have like one friend, and I've been friends with her since high school. So most of my current friends are either people I have known, you know, since high school or university, or people that were Robert's friends and I kind of met through him. Okay, I think that's gonna be the last question, guys, because I have been filming for almost 40 minutes. Wow, that's ridiculous. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, having a little chat with me in front of the Christmas tree. Thank you for sending in your questions. If you have any other, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I will try and answer a few if I have some spare time today. Mind you, it is Christmas. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content, and the last Vlogmas video, which is coming this Sunday. If you would like to support me through Patreon or my merch store, there will be links in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. There is a video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!